selling of those goods. The buying and selling. Those goods that I buy and sell. That I buy and sell and left unsold is called inventory. Come on, tell me what is inventory? Goods that I buy left unsold on the last date. Goods that I buy left unsold on the last date is called inventory. Are you all with me? Are you all with me? Okay. Now, on the last date, I need to value my inventory. What happens is that when I talk about the inventory, on the last date, I need to value my inventory. I need to value my inventory, and I value my inventory based on the principle of prudence. See, this short explanation that I am giving you would become the base of your entire chapter solution. So please understand it very clearly and ask me immediately if you do not understand. Fahima, video on please. Salma, video on. So when I value my inventory, I have to follow a principle, and the name of that principle is prudence. What is the name of that principle? Prudence. What is the name of the principle?
Prudence.
Prudence. Okay, the principle of prudence is an accounting principle. This is an accounting principle that I use to value my inventory. And the accounting principle of prudence tells me that you value the inventory at costs or NRV. What is the full form of NRV? Net realizable value. Net realizable value or estimated selling price. What is the full form of NRV? Net realizable value or estimated selling price. So you value your inventory at cost or the estimated selling price, whichever is lower. Whichever is lower. Now, why do you do this? This is your research task for homework. But right now, we are doing the principle of valuation of inventory. Tell me, your inventory should be valued using what principle? Alicia, your inventory be valued using what principle?
The cost?
Prudence. Inventory should be valued using what principle?
Prudent.
Prudence. What does the accounting principle of prudence tell you? Fatima, can you tell me?
Yes, Miss. It tells you the cost and the net.
Miss, I'm going to get a glass of water, okay?
No, Alicia, please sit down for 5 minutes. Accounting principle of prudence. What does it tell you?
Miss, it
tells you, yeah.
It tells you the cost and the net, the NRV.
Net realizable value. It tells you, it does not tell you the cost or NRV. It tells you that your inventory should be valued. When you value it at cost or NRV, whichever is lower. What does accounting principle of prudence tell you, Metia?
Miss my mic.
Sorry? Aisha, what does accounting principle of prudence tells you?
Whether cost or the NRV is lower.
What is NRV? Salma, what is the full form of NRV?
Net realizable value.
Alicia, go get water.
Okay.
What is the full form of NRV? Net realizable value. Fatima, can you tell me what is the meaning of net realizable value?
It's the selling price, right?
Estimated selling price.
Yeah,
I'm
estimated.
giving you 1 minute to find out why am I using this word estimated. Why do I use the word estimated selling price? Acha, can you tell me what are we studying today?
Miss, we're studying about the inventory and the accounting principle of
Valuation of inventory. What are we studying?
value of inventory, right?
Yeah.
And,
And
and about the accounting principle of prudence, and
oh,
it tells us about whether the cost or the net realizable value, which one is lower, right?
it tells you that your inventory should be valued. It tells you that your inventory should be valued at cost or NRV, net realizable value, estimated selling price, whichever is lower. Salma, can you tell me what do you mean by inventory? Salma,
Yes, miss. Is it
what
the
do you mean
goods?
by inventory?
Is it the goods left unsold
It is the goods that is left unsold on the
on the
last
last
day.
day?
Okay. Now this answer that Salma has given is somewhat related to my question. What is my question? What do you mean by this word estimated?
Miss, wait, oh shit, I forgot. I forgot what I was going to say. Never mind.
Why do I say estimated selling price?
Because Miss, I think it's not sold yet, right? Uh,
Because they are not sold yet. You are going to sell it in the future. Because the goods are not sold yet. When I'm talking about goods are not sold yet, goods are not sold yet. That means, what is this yet? Goods are not sold on the last date. Last day of the accounting year. And because these goods are not sold, I am going to value my inventory. Ajja, Fahima, can you tell me why do you value your inventory? Fahima, 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 your video is not on. You are not answering. How do I get that you are present in my class? Fahima, Fahima, I'm marking you absent. Zubeda,
Yes, miss.
Zubeda,
Yes, miss.
how do you value inventory?
Um, you follow the accounting principle
of
of the that word. I don't know how to pronounce it.
it is on my screen.
The prudence cost or the net
Prudence.
realizable value.
So you value your inventory on the principle of Jessica. Can you please summarize the entire thing? I'm quickly moving on this onto the sums.
Miss everything you just said.
Yes, everything that I said related to valuation of inventory.
Okay, evaluation. Inventory is at the meaning first, and that's the goods or stock left unsold on the last day. And on the last day, you have to value the inventory using the principle of prudence. And in prudence, you will use either cost or NRV. And NRV stands for net realizable value. NRV is the estimated selling price because the goods are not sold on the last day yet. So because it's not sold, you'll have to value the inventory.
Everyone okay? Let's move to the first sum. It is a past paper question. Let's move to the first sum. It is a past paper question. I've already given it again in your files section. I'm putting it over here also. Alicia, this requires no past knowledge, so I'm sure you will be able to do it. Remove your book, remove your pen, start solving. Alicia, I need to see you solving, not just observing. Zubeda, where is
Okay, Miss.
Fahima? Fahima, you there? Fahima? Moved her from meeting. Salma, where is your video?
Miss, sorry, I won't be able to turn it on because my other device is with my sibling. And
Okay,
my
no,
iPad camera,
no
I'll be sure
problem.
to on it next time.
No problem. Did you all find the worksheet? Did you all find the worksheet? Yes or no? What do I have to do? I have to value inventory. Ajja, can you tell me you value inventory on what basis?
Miss on prudence.
On the basis of principle of prudence. You value inventory on what basis? On the basis of
Prudence. Okay.
principle of prudence. What does the principle of prudence tell you, Zubeda?
What, Miss?
What does the principle of prudence tell you?
Um, cost or the net realizable value and
Hmm?
estimated selling price.
Whichever is lower. Whichever is lower. You value your inventory at the lower price. So your first question, if you see over here, I'm reading the question because this is the first question, first class, and it's very quick. Khalim sells 3 types of chairs. Everyone with me? And he is giving you this information. These are units in stock. When I'm talking, it is in stock. That means this is your inventory. What are the 3 types of inventory, Fatima? Can you tell me?
Uh,
It's an armchair, dining chair, and I can read the folding chair.
Holding.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have the assignment with you?
Yeah, miss,
Now
but I
tell me.
also seeing your screen also, so
Now you have to value inventory. You will value the inventory at everyone on the screen at this or this, whichever is lower. You will value inventory at this or this, whichever is lower. Alicia, can you tell me this inventory will be valued at which price? 55 or 65?
oh,
55.
Zubeda, can you tell me this inventory will be valued at this price or this price?
25.
25 is lower than 20, Zubeda.
No, miss, 20.
You should value your inventory at costs or selling price, whichever is lower. I repeat, costs or selling price, whichever is lower. Salma, can you tell me this or this?
it's 15 because it's lower.
Very well. Fine. First, everybody answer this question. Then I will show you how to present the answer. You have already done the answer. This is for 4 marks and this is for 3 marks. State the basis on which Khalim will value his inventory. Okay, tell me inventory valuation. Inventory valuation is done on what date?
The last day.
Last day.
It is done on the last date. Inventory valuation is done on the last date. So on the last date, state the basis on which Khalim will value his inventory. Fahima, can you help me? What will you write? On what basis you value inventory? On what basis you should value your inventory?
Principle of prudence, right?
On the basis of principle of prudence. What does principle of prudence says?
Cost, cost, and natural Realizable
Realizable
value. realizable
value.
value.
That is lower of cost or net realizable value. Come on. Now, in this question, Alicia, what are they asking us?
They're asking the basis on which Khalim will value
I am
his.
the next question, Alicia,
Need to calculate the value.
of inventory. Now I have to calculate the value of inventory. So what will I do? I will first write what is the inventory that I have. Okay. I will first copy the inventory that I have. So these are the inventories that I have. I can copy paste. You all can't copy paste. So now I am finding the value. The value would be armchair is 15 units. Everybody on the screen. And I am going to value it at 55. We already decided over here. cost or selling price, whichever is lower. So I want to value this at 55. Whatever amount will come here, I'll write. Similarly, Zubeda, what will I write for dining chair? Zubeda,
Yes, miss.
what will I write for dining chair? How many units are there in dining chair, Zubeda?
Miss, I'm confused.
Okay. You are going to value your inventory at cost or selling price, whichever is lower.
Yeah, the dining chair is 36 units, right?
No, no, this is units in stock. This is
Oh,
per unit. This is per unit. So I will value at cost or selling price, whichever is lower. So what is the lower amount?
Is it 20?
20, right?
20. So this is per unit. How many units do I have, Zubeda?
20?
This is 20 rupees I'm going to value at. Cost or selling price, whichever is lower. So I will value at $20. But how many units do I have of dining chair? How many units of dining chair do I have?
36.
36, Zubeda. So 36 units into $20 per unit. Yes, Zubeda?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Folding chair. Ajja, can you tell me folding chair?
Miss, you want the units?
I want to know what will I.
Okay, for folding chair, it will be you will take 15 cost per unit, melt into 60 units in stock.
Alicia, do you agree with Ajja? Alicia, do you agree with Ajja?
I said yes.
Oh, your mic was muted, dear. Y'all will multiply. Salma, can you give me all the three answers? Chapter is done. Practice. And two more things that I need to explain you. Is this chapter easy?
Kind of.
For
Zubeda,
Yes?
is this chapter easy?
Not really.
You didn't find it easy?
No.
Okay. Zubeda, can you tell me, is it very difficult to find the lower of the cost or selling price?
Um, The selling price?
No, you have to first determine, right, which cost is lower. Whether the cost is lower or the estimated selling price is lower. And then you have to write the lower value. So is it difficult to find the lower value?
No.
No. So you are very comfortable with finding which value is lower. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Zubeda, can you tell me, you just have to multiply the amount per unit with the number of units.
What?
You have to multiply the rate per unit with the number of units. Is it difficult?
I'm not sure what you mean.
You need to find out the value of stock. Zubeda, suppose you have 10 chocolates lying with you. Okay? And the cost of each chocolate is $10. $1, sorry. Tell me what is the value of the chocolates that is lying with you?
10?
10. How did you find it, Zubeda? Did you multiply the number of chocolates with the cost per chocolate?
Um,
You have 10 chocolates lying with you. Cost per chocolate is $1. What is the value of the chocolates that are lying with you, Zubeda?
10. So like you multiply it?
What did you multiply?
Like one for each?
The quantity that is there with the costs. What did you multiply? The quantity with the costs. Alicia, is it done? Send a photograph. Good morning, dear. Video is on. Because this is the first sum I'm doing it with you. Methya, can you tell me the principle of inventory valuation?
Miss, can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's the prudence, the principle of prudence.
Okay, so what do we do when we go to value inventory?
We pick the lower prices.
Sorry,
We pick the lower prices
we take the lower amount. Lower of what?
of the cost and not realizable value.
Whichever is
Lower.
lower. Okay. So the amount that you get per unit, you would multiply it with the number of units that is still there in stock.
Yes.
Okay, very well. Come on, how many of you all have done? Please send answers. Okay. And those who've completed the sum can proceed to the sum of Shilpa Gandhi. But here I want to explain you all one thing. Till then you all can analyze without my explanation. What do you all think? Before solving that sum, please do research on what is carriage inverse. In fact, I think it's 9:35. What we would do is Don't do that sum. I'm putting two questions over here. Do research on those two questions right now. Then we will do that sum together in the next class. Okay? The two question is question number 1. What is carriage in words? Question number 2. Is carriage inward added to the cost of goods? Yes or no? If yes, buy. Is carriage inward added to the cost of goods? These are the two questions that you'll need to do research on right now. Answers on the chat box. Very good. Aisha, lovely. Fatima. Fahima, are you there in the classroom?
Miss,
Fatima, you did the
she
basis of
mentioned in
value.
the chat.
Sorry?
She mentioned in the chat she has some Wi-Fi
No, time to talk.
connections.
Fahima? Yes. Fahima, did you copy in your assessment of BIS? Aisha, do research. Then how did you come up to an alternative solution which was there in the MS but not taught by me? Okay. Even your theoretical answers were similar to the MS answers. So don't you understand things in the classes, Fahima? In my lessons? Others, please continue with the research for question 1, question 2. This is your research task for the day. And in the meanwhile, you can write the reflection as well. Alicia, I need your answer because this has nothing to do with basics of accounting.
Yeah, I'm writing it.
Hmm.
I'm searching about it.
No, did you finish the Khalim sum, Alicia?
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Did you understand today's class, Fahima? Well, nice, Salma. You have to do research. What is carriage inward? This is your homework for the next class. What is carriage inward? Is carriage inward added to the cost of the goods? Yes or no? If yes, why is it added to the cost of goods? Okay, these two things is your homework. These two things is your homework for the day. Research task. Research task. In the meanwhile, I want reflection for today's class. I'm just posting today's work done in class on the chat box for you all to make your own notes. So what my objective was today was to do the inventory valuation chapter, which I think I have very well explained. I want your reflection. And I have received only 3 solutions up till now. Others I am waiting for your solution. Okay, Jessica has answered. Jessica, can you please explain? Or Jessica, we leave this for the next class and write your reflection in the meantime.
Okay, Miss. Miss, I didn't post the question because it's not letting me send it. It's saying error. I don't know
Sorry?
why. Miss, you told us to post the question, right? Whatever we just did just now. Ask your
I
question?
did it. I posted the questions.
Yes, miss. It's not letting me upload my work. It's saying it error.
Okay, just show me on the screen you've done it or no. Aisha, whatever answer you are giving, now I'll take explanation for the same, right? So be careful in answering. Jessica, carriage inward and is it a part of cost of the goods? Next class we will discuss about that and we will do more past paper questions and hopefully in 2 lessons I will complete this topic whenever I manage to fetch some or steal some classes. Okay, Ajja, I'm really sorry because I'm not in a position to waste a lot of time. That is why I moved on with the topic because you see, I am fighting time to complete your syllabus not for my sake but for your sake. Okay, not for me but for you all. I want to complete the syllabus, and I do understand that the basics of few kids are not very clear. I try my best that I can give to y'all so that y'all understand things right from here and y'all don't need to run about. I hope you understand. Even I would love to have leisure time, but I am sacrificing my leisure to give y'all time.
Miss, we don't use the Arabic classes for leisure time. We use it to complete our assignments.
No, I am sacrificing my leisure, I said. I didn't say that you are good at rest. That is my free class that I am using. So I am trying to sacrifice my leisure time for y'all, for your benefit. Because I know that y'all are capable to get an A star. But the amount of time you need to come to an A star is not that is we are able to give it. So that's what I'm trying to steal. I hope you understand my point of view. Everybody, you all can give your reflection. You all can give your reflection. 2